You have heard the names Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru countless times, but have you ever come across the name of Malayali who shook the foundations of the British Empire, not from the streets, but from inside its own courtroom? A man who didn't just fight for the victims of British brutality, but for the very soul of India. You might have heard his name just 20 days ago, but over a century ago, he made history. History that our textbooks quietly swept under the rug. This is the story of Sir Chettur Sankaran Nair, the lone warrior who challenged the might of British Raj and exposed their crimes after the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. One of the India's most remarkable yet forgotten freedom fighters. Nair was a legal genius, a staunch nationalist, and an outspoken critic of the colonial rule. He began his legal career in 1880 at the Madras High Court and swiftly rose through the ranks. By 1908, he became Advocate General and then a permanent judge of the Madras High Court, an extraordinary feat for an Indian under British rule. Born into an affluent family in Kerala's Palakkad district, Nair's brilliance was matched by his unwavering commitment to the Indian self-rule. He served as the president of Indian National Congress in 1897 and was a tireless advocate for civil liberties and constitutional reform. In 1915, he was appointed the only Indian member of the Viceroy's Executive Council, a position of rare influence. But in 1919, everything changed. The Jallianwala Bagh massacre left him shattered. While most in power stayed silent, Nair didn't unthinkable. He resigned in protest. His bold exit from the British establishment sent shockwaves across the empire. It was one of the earliest and most powerful acts of defiance from within the colonial machinery. But he didn't stop there. In 1922, he published Gandhi and Anarchy, where he fiercely criticized Michael O'Dwyer, the former Lieutenant Governor of Punjab who oversaw the massacre. O'Dwyer retaliated with defamation case in the High Court of London, no less. What followed was one of the longest civil trials in British legal history. For over 5 weeks, Sir Sankaran Nair stood his ground. He refused to apologize, choosing instead to pay €500 in damages rather than surrender his trust. His fearless stand in a foreign courtroom remains one of the most unappreciated chapters of our freedom struggle. Nair passed away in 1934, but his legacy echoed 6 years later when Udham Singh assassinated Michael O'Dwyer in London, a moment etched in Indian memory and immortalized in Sardar Udham, starring Vicky Kaushal. Now his story finally returns to the limelight in Kesari Chapter 2. Akshay Kumar steps into the shoes of this unsung hero alongside R. Madhavan and Ananya Pandey. At a time when silence was the norm, Chettur Sankaran Nair chose to speak. When safety meant submission, he chose resistance. He didn't just resign, he revolted. He didn't just write, he wrote. Let this film be more than a tribute. Let it spark a renewed reverence for every forgotten freedom fighter who had the courage to stand tall when it was easiest to stay quiet.